of the Always Believe House. Oh, today we're going to work on Star Review. We're on what? Star Review 24. We're going to do 2 lessons on this week. This is part 1. These are grades, so make sure you're getting these done, okay? Very important you're getting these done. Today we'll do the top graph and then some problems at the bottom. Tomorrow we'll do the bottom graph and some problems on the back. Oh, okay, so let's go through this. Okay, so a magical whiteboard appears and we're going to start rocking and rolling. So on the first one, we need to graph x less than or equal to 3. This is only going to cross the x-axis, and it's going to cross the x-axis at 3. And since there's an equal bar under the inequality, we draw a solid line. And then it's less than. Less than on x is to the left, so I'm just going to draw 2 arrows to the left. So I'm going to shade everything to the left of that line, aren't I? Okay, the slope of an up and down line, please know this, is undefined. Hopefully you have memorized those, okay? The next one, y less than or equal to 3. The y less than or equal to 3 only crosses the y-axis. It's going to cross the y at the 3. I'm going to use a different ink. It's going to go like this. And we want less than or equal to, so we're going to shade down. Okay, so the part that works so far is the bottom left, isn't it? We're going to shade left and down. That's the bottom left, isn't it? And a line that goes straight across has a 0 slope. Okay, change colors again. Now then, this one right here, these are the ordered pairs of your point. And remember, in the point slope formula, there's a minus, so we change the sign. You change the sign when you put in, you change the sign when you put out. This number right here is the x-coordinate. So the opposite of a positive 1 is a negative 1. The opposite of a negative 3 is a positive 3. So this line goes through negative 1, 3, which is right here. Okay, now then the slope is negative 3 over 2. That means I'm going to go down 3, right 2. So down 3, right 2, down 3, right 2, down 3, right 2, and I can go up 3, left 2. And then it's greater than or equal, so I'm going to draw a solid line. And greater than or equal to means I'm going to shade up. So that means everything inside the triangle will be shaded, okay? Now then remember, you have A, B, and C. A squared plus B squared equals C squared, right? Okay, the 0... Well, first off, the slope is going to be negative 3 over 2, and the 0 is right here in it. Okay, the 0 is the x-intercept. The 0 is going to be 1 in it. Now then, I'm going to let you do number 5. Just circle the ordered pairs that are in the triangle or on the triangle. Okay, the solution system to number 3 and number 2 is this ordered pair right here. So that ordered pair is going to go there. The solution to the system is the intersection point of the 2 lines, which is going to be negative 1, 3. Please remember that. Now then, let's get the lengths of the lines. Letter A, 1, 2, 3, 4, this is 4 units long. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, this is 6 units long. So we need to find C. So A squared plus B squared equals C squared. The way I'm going to do this is I'm going to put C equals the square root, and then I'm going to do 4 squared plus 6 squared. Oh, so 4 times 4 is 36. 6 times 6 is 64. That's going to equal to 100, and the square root of 100 is 10 in it. So the length of the hypotenuse would be 10. Oh, fun, 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 fun. So the only thing you have to do on number 5 is circle the ordered pairs that are in the triangle or on the triangle. Now then, let's go down to number 17. Give y'all y'all got to get this factoring down. If you cannot factor, rethink about going into pre-AP geometry. You got to get this down. If you can't do that, it's going to be tough in geometry. Okay, on the next one. Okay, I can't take a 2 out of 5. I can't take a GCF out of this. Okay, so I'm going to multiply the 2 and the 12, and I'm going to get 24. And I'm just going to write down all of the factors of 24. 2 and 12, and 3 and 8, and 4 and 6, right? The one that works is going to be 8 and 3 because that subtracts and gives me the 5, doesn't it? So I'm going to go over here on the right and put 8 and 3. This sign goes in front of the big number, and then negative 8 plus 3 is 5, and then I'm going to put fraction bar 2x on the bottom. Eventually, these will turn into your zeros, okay? We'll get into that this week. But the first one will simplify to negative 4 over x. So my parentheses will be x minus 4 and 2x plus 3. Ho, 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 ho. F-U-N, fun, fun, fun. On the next one, now that you got to do this enough, but if you notice, 9 and 25 are both perfect squares, aren't they? If they're both perfect squares, see if it's a perfect square. So the square root of 9x squared is 3x, and the square root of 25 is 5. If I multiply 3 times 5, I get 15, and if I double 15, I get my 30. So this factor, or this quadratic, is a perfect square. So the answer is going to be 3x and 5, and 3x and 5, and then I want a negative 30 in the middle, so both of them are minus. If it would have been a plus 30 in the middle, I'd made both positive. So notice, this parabola has 1, 0, and the 0 would be a positive 5 over 3. It's going to have a vertex on the x-axis. We'll get into that later this week also. Okay, on this next one, we're going to take the 6 and 12, multiply, get 72. There's a ton of factors of 72, but I want the ones that subtract and give me a 1. What can I multiply, get 72, subtract and get 1? It's going to be the 8 and the 9, right? I'm going to put 9 first and 8 second. This negative goes in front of the big number. And then negative 9 plus 8 is negative 1. And then I'm going to put 6x on the bottom. Both of them will simplify. This one will simplify to negative 3 over 2x. This one will simplify to plus 4 over 3x. Those are my parentheses. So my factors are going to be 2x minus 3, and it's going to be 3x plus 4. So those are the factors of that, okay? Later on this week, we're going to go from the factors to the zeros. That's essential that you could do that, okay? Number 18, we're going to multiply. You've got to be able to do the full method. Hopefully you're able to do most of this in your brain. What you need to do first is draw these arches. I'm going to kind of make them flat because we don't have a lot of room. And then we need the first, outside, inside, last. So I'm going to do 4x times 2x. 4x times 2x is 8x squared. And then I'm going to put my answer way over here on the left. 8x squared. And then negative 3 times positive 5 is a minus 15. Then I'm going to multiply the inside, which is a negative 6x. 4x times 5 is a plus 20x. And then I've multiplied 4 times, haven't I? First, last, outside, inside. Now I'm going to add or subtract. So negative 6x plus 20x is a plus 14x. So 8x squared plus 14x minus 15 is that product, okay? You've got to be able to, you've got to remember, you've got to do this, okay? You've got to do those arches to get that middle term. The next one is a difference of squares. So the middle one will cancel on it. If I were to draw my arches, I would get a negative 6x and a positive 6x. So all I got to do is multiply the first terms, multiply the last terms, and that's it, okay? On the next one, I'm going to do this once down here. Let's write down 5x minus 2 twice. Okay? If I were to draw the arches, both arches would be negative 10x, wouldn't they? Okay? So this is how you do this problem. You do 5x times 5x, which will be my first terms. That's 25x squared. Skip a spot. Negative 2 times negative 2, those are the last terms. That's plus 4. Then you multiply these two numbers. That gives me my negative 10x. There's two negative 10x's. So negative 10x and negative 10x, you multiply double. So that's negative 20x. So on these problems, you square, multiply, double. Let's do the same process. Square, x times x is x squared. Square, 3 times 3 is a plus 9. Multiply, 3 times x is 3x. Double, you get plus 6x. If we did x plus 3 times x plus 3, we would have two arches. 3x and 3x would be into both of the arches, okay? Let's go to the next one. Okay, I would prefer you do this by getting rid of the negative exponents, okay? So on this problem right here, we're going to draw a fraction bar. We're going to put 6 over 8, and then go left to right and get rid of all the negative exponents. So the x to the negative 3 will go to the bottom. The y to the 4th will stay on the top. The x to the negative 5 goes to the top. The y to the negative 6 goes to the top. So now I don't have any negative exponents. They're all positives. I'm going to go straight to the answer. 6 divided by 8 would be 3/4. Go in alphabetical order. My x's are on top and bottom. My largest exponent of x is on top. So x goes on top. And since I'm dividing, I'm going to subtract. 5 minus 3 is 2. The next letter's y. All of the y's are on the top. Put the y on the top. Since they're all on the top, I'm multiplying them. I'm going to add the exponents. 4 plus 6 is 10. That's the answer. Piece of cake. Go to the next one. This will turn into the cubed root of 64 squared. The cubed root of 64 squared. You could punch this straight into the calculator. I'm going to show you how. So if you go to home and hit calculate, you're going to type in 64, then hit the caret button. That gives you the exponent. Then hit control divide. That gives you a fraction. Then type 2, and then hit the down button 3. Now I have 64 to the 2/3 power, don't I? Okay, hit enter and boom, you got your answer, okay? It's all you have to do. You just got to know how to put that fractional exponent in. Now then, I'm going to tell you what's actually happening. What's actually happening, the cube root of 64 is 4. Okay, for a square root, you would write down the number twice, wouldn't you? For a cubed root, you want to circle the number 3 times, don't you? You're going to circle a triple, okay? So 4 times 4, I would pull 4 out, and then I would square it. 4 times 4 is 16. That's how the calculator is getting the 16. The cube root of 64 is 4, and then it's going to do 4 squared and give you the 16. Oh, the next one. We're going to put 10 over 8. Then we're going to get rid of all the negative exponents. So the x to the 3rd goes to the bottom. The y to the 4th goes to the bottom. The x to the 1 goes to the top. The y to the 3 stays on the bottom. So you just go left to right and you get rid of all those negative exponents. Now then draw a fraction bar. 10 over 8. If you punch that into the calculator, you can get the answer. That's 5 over 4. Then you go to your x's. There's more x's on the bottom. Put the x on the bottom. 3 minus 1, you're going to do big minus small is 2. And then all of the y's are on the bottom. 4 plus 3 is 7. So you subtracted the x exponents and you added the y exponents. Okay, on the next one, 13 to the negative 2. Remember, this is over 1. The 13 should not be on the top. They should be on the bottom. So we're going to put 1 over 13 squared. And 13 times 13 is 1 over 169. And that is the answer. Okay, we're going to finish up, or we're going to do some more problems tomorrow on this. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. Remember, you are amazing. You were created to do wonderful things, and you are awesome.